So, let's say we wanted to name this compound right here. When you come across it, when you first look at it, right, that's Mn2, right? So you see Mn is manganese, and you know that's a metal, right? And then it's O7, so oxygen's a nonmetal. So the first thing you see is there's two elements, one's a metal, one's a nonmetal, so it's binary ionic. Which means all we have to do is say the name of the cation, and say the name of the anion, right? So the name of the cation, it's manganese, right? Now, do we need a Roman numeral for manganese? Yes, we do. And how do you know that? Because it's a transition element, and it's not scandium, zinc, cadmium, or something, right? So let's leave that blank for the moment. We're going to put that in these parentheses. What's the name of the anion? Oxide, right? So it's oxygen is the nonmetal. We change the ending to IBE, we say oxide. Now the question is, what's the charge on manganese? There's a couple ways to do this. One, there's no charge overall on this compound right here. So that means that the number of positive charges has to equal the number of negative charges, right? Well, you know the charge on an oxide ion, don't you? Do you? -2, just based on where it is in the periodic table, right? So from the oxide, there's 7 times -2 is equal to 14 negative charges, right? That means we need 14 positive charges, don't we? Well, how many manganese atoms do we have? 2. And this is a positive charge has to be the same on each, right? So what charge does each manganese ion have?
7.
7, right? Because that's that up to 14. And so it's going to be manganese 7 oxide. Does that make sense? Now I have a formula right here. I show this in 142 and 143. But if you can do it the way you just did, that's fine. Whatever's perfect for you. But if you're not sure, this formula always works, right? You'll always know the charge on the anion, right? And from looking at the formula, you know how many units of the anion there are and how many atoms of the cation there are. Right? So let me show you how to use this formula for this compound that we just did. So the charge on the cation, on the manganese, would be equal to negative, and then the charge on the anion, oxides the anion. You guys just told me you knew that it's -2, right? And the number of units of the anion. So there's 7 oxides, so that's just a 7. Divided by the number of atoms of the cation. From the formula, there's 2 manganese. 2. And that gives you positive 7. You guys see how that works? So it's manganese 7 oxide. So I don't care how you figure out what the charge on the cation is, but what's important is that you can, and that you remember to do that if it's a metal that can have more than one charge, because you need to know the charge to say the Roman numeral.